how to become a monk in Thailand at the iMonastery. So if you are looking for information about how can you become a monk in Thailand and what kind of process involved for a man to become a monk, this video is for you. Becoming a monk is a big project. You should take some time to do some research before you jump into it. Even though monk's life is a simple life, but simple doesn't mean easy. Monks, we live by a lot of rules. We're talking about more than 200 rules on a daily basis. It is an inconvenient life in a way because you cannot do a lot of things that you can do as a lay person. Monk's life rely on those rules. So before you jump into your ordination, you must choose the school of Buddhism that suits you the best. What kind of rule and training that they provide, and most importantly, what exactly that you are trying to achieve or get out of your monastic life after you become a monk. And in case you may not know, Thailand is the land of Buddhism. 95% of Thai people are Buddhist. Wherever you go, you can find the temple, you can find the monk, and the country itself is rich by the Buddhist culture. It's filled with the spirit of Buddhism, and we follow strictly according to the doctrine of the elder or Theravada Buddhism school. This school of Buddhism is widely practiced in the Southeast Asia, including Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand. It is relatively conservative and generally considered the closest form of early Buddhism. In general, most of the temples can provide the ordination if they have the preceptor or the senior monk who are certified to give the ordination and training for you. Let's get to know some of the idea of how can you become a monk in Thailand. According to the Theravada Buddhism school, you must have to find the temple that you plan to ordain and get the training first, and then you seek for the permission of the senior monks or the abbot at that temple to see if they can provide you the ordination and training and allow you to stay in that temple. After you make an arrangement for yourself to get ordained in that particular temple, usually you will be invited to stay in that temple first. Give yourself some time to prepare yourself before you get yourself ordained as a Buddhist monk. And there is something called the lay vow or the precept that you need to observe as a lay person before you become a monk. A good Buddhist people usually observe 5 precepts by default. But for the person who wants to ordain, it is recommended to observe 8 precepts first to get yourself familiar with the idea of precept and slowly detach yourself from the sense pleasure world. So what are the 8 precepts? 8 precepts involved with 8 items that the man must follow strictly. Start off with number 1, avoid killing or harming others. Number 2, avoid stealing stuff. And number 3, avoid all kinds of sensual activities. And number 4, avoid false speech. Number 5, avoid intoxicants, including alcohol and drug and smoking. And number 6 is avoid having food after lunch. When someone observes 8 precepts, you are allowed to have only 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch. And after lunch, there is no food allowed, but you can have water or some refreshment. And number 7 is about avoid beautifying yourself and entertain yourself in all forms. And the last one, number 8, is avoid sleeping on the luxurious bed. So that means you're going to have to sleep on a thin bed. There are many benefits for you if you take the first week to prepare yourself before you get ordained. Not only you have a chance to observe precept, you have a chance to slow down and reflect on the purpose of your life, why you want to become a monk. You slowly detach yourself from the sense pleasure world that you get used to. And during this time, you have a chance to mimic the monk schedule. You're going to have to wake up the same time as the monk wake up, which is around 4:30. Join the morning chanting and meditation, and sometimes you may have a chance to walk with them for the alms round and help the monk to carry the bag and take the food back to the temple. You start to observe what the monk is doing. They eat 2 meals a day, they clean the temple, they do the chore, and in the evening all the monks get together and do the evening chanting and practice meditation and study Dhamma together. They usually go to bed around 10 o'clock. So this is the daily routine of the monk. Within the first week, you have a chance to get yourself familiar with this activity. In fact, this is what the monks do, whether you ordain short-term or long-term. The daily structure or the daily routine of the monk throughout the country is pretty much the same. And not only that, during the first week of your preparation, you need to spend time learning how to chant and practice the ordination chanting. Do your best, try to memorize this by heart and then say it fluently. Because when the time of your ordination, it gives you confidence when it's time for you to get on stage and ask for ordination in front of your preceptor and the senior monk. So let's say you have gone to the first week, you feel comfortable, and now it's time for you to move on to the next step of ordination. So basically, you're going to have to shave your head and eyebrow first. Some temples provide the hair shaving ceremony separately before ordination. Some temples may not have the hair shaving ceremony, you can shave your head in the morning and get yourself ordained in the afternoon. Let's say if you join the ordination and training which they provide the hair clipping and shaving ceremony for you. To me, I see some benefit of this activity. Number one is give the ordinand or the person who wants to ordain a chance to actually show his determination and commitment by asking the senior monk to clip his hair and shave his head. This is a symbol of renunciance. When you have your head shaved, then there is no turning back. And the second benefit of this ceremony is allow your parents, friends and relatives, people who love, to rejoice in your merit, to be the witness of your ordination. Then you have a chance to ask for forgiveness from those people that you love before you reborn in a monk's life, which help you to be free from worry when you become a monk. And after you finish the hair shaping ceremony, then you are one step closer to become a monk. Two main process for you to become a monk. First is called novice ordination, and second is called higher ordination. So that means there are two ordinations waiting for you. First, you will have to prepare for the novice ordination. In order for you to do that, you need to have a complete set of robe and bow. First, you need to have a complete set of robes, and then you pay respect to your senior monk and the preceptor and ask for ordination. After that, he will hand the robe back to you, and some monk will help you to put it on. Basically, you go get dressed in this saffron robe, and you come back again, show up in front of your preceptor or the senior monk. He will teach you several things, for example, telling you the importance of the triple gems and how you should practice meditation after you become a monk. After that, he will give you the 10 precepts. And once you have 10 precepts, then you are a novice. And the next step is higher ordination, to ordain as a Buddhist monk. There are some qualifications involved that you need to meet before you can ordain as a Buddhist monk. For example, you need to be fully 20 years old. You need to get permission from your parents that you want to be a monk. And if you work for the government, you need to show the proof that they allow you to become a monk as well. You have to be physically and mentally healthy. So these are the general rules, but it's better to make sure to check with your preceptor again. Of course, there are some other factors involved as well for your ordination process. First, we need to have preceptor, right? Preceptor is a qualified monk who can give the ordination. Then we need to have two co-preceptor and the Sangha representative, which usually about 20 monks in the city. And if you ordain in the remote area, this number of monks may have less than 20. In the Buddha time, a man can get himself ordained directly from the Buddha or ordained through the senior monk that appointed by the Buddha himself. But these two options are no longer exist. The only way that you can ordain and become a monk in Thailand, this tradition is called Ti Sarana Kamanu Pasampata, meaning that you ordain through the approval of the Sangha. And that is why we need to have at least 20 monks to get you approved and to be the witness of your ordination. Let's say everything is in place. You have a complete set of robe and you have bow. Now you pay respect to the senior monk and the Sangha in front of you and say the words in Pali, request for higher ordination. And that is why in the first week of your preparation, you need to do some homework. Try your best to memorize those words. You say that words as you memorize, and your job is done. The rest, you just follow whatever the preceptor asks you to do. And it usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes for the whole process. And after the ordination process is done, now the preceptor will teach you about the 4 things that you must not do and another 4 things that you are allowed to do. And after that, he will give you the blessing. And that's it. Congratulations, you become a monk. So this whole process may take about 20 to 30 minutes. But the thing is, ordination comes with training. If you ordain without the training, you may learn nothing much. And that is why I said earlier that you need to do some research where you want to ordain. Is there anybody who will be looking after you after you become a monk? Any teacher or mentor around to support you along the way? Imagine yourself just reborn into a new life, which is the life of the monk. There are so many things that you don't know. You don't know what you can do, you don't know what you should do. You need someone to help you and guide you along the way. Especially if you ordain for the short term, you need to get the maximum benefit out of your time and investment in this spiritual journey. So now let me share with you something about the iMonastery and how can you ordain at this place. iMonastery is the place that purposely built to be a training center for those who want to become a monk, whether short term and long term. It is located in the forest in the northern part of Thailand in Chiang Mai province. Its altitude is about 900 meters above the sea level. It's green and nice weather all year round, not too far and not too close from the village. It's quiet during the day. It's even more quiet during the night. and it takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes from Chiang Mai airport. This place is very conducive for spiritual development, with experienced teaching monk and mentor monks standing by to support you from day one until the day that you finish the training. Usually we provide a 30-day ordination and training, but if you like, at the end of training, you can make a request to stay longer after that. And how can you join the program and ordain at this place? First, you need to check information from our website, which is monkslifeproject.com, and check out information that provide on that website about the location, about the training team, about the curriculum, the daily schedule, and the program that you are interested to join. And once you select the program and submit the application online, then our staff will get back to you and set up the phone interview. If you are qualified, you will receive the confirmation letter from our staff, and after that, you can buy the ticket and come to Chiang Mai, Thailand. iMonastery is the place that designed to be an international community for spiritual seekers from around the world who are looking for living life simple as the Buddhist monk, who search for the true meaning and purpose of life. Here, people will have a chance to practice mindfulness and meditation, learn the wisdom from the Buddha teaching under the guidance closely from the teaching monk and the mentor monk. The general daily schedule would look something like this. So we usually wake up around 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. We show up for the morning chanting and practice meditation together. And around 6:30, the monk would go for the alms round, get food from the village, and have breakfast together around 7:30. And from 9:30 to 11 o'clock, that's another morning session for meditation practice. And then we would have lunch together around 11:30. And after that, you can take a break until 2 o'clock. So from 2 to 4, that's the afternoon session for the Dhamma talk and meditation practice. And we will meet again around 6:30 for the evening chanting, meditation, and the second round of the Dhamma talk. And 10 o'clock, we turn off the light, everyone go back to bed. As you can see, this place is very conducive for spiritual development, whether you are looking for short-term or long-term ordination. You will be surrounded by the like-minded people, people who love to practice meditation, people who are hungry for the wisdom from the Buddha, the wisdom that help them to find the real meaning and the purpose of life, and perhaps help them to live good life. So last but not least, I would like to say, living life as a monk is one lifestyle that's available for us to explore deeper in the dimension of spirituality, of getting to know who we are and what we want in our life, what is the meaning and the real purpose of life. All of us, we are born with ignorant. We don't know that we don't know. We don't know much about our mind. We don't know much about our life. To me, the question about the meaning of life and how to live life noble, these two questions are very profound, that everyone should find time to reflect on it and perhaps find a way to answer this question to yourself. And when someone becomes a monk, live life spiritually fully, you have a chance to access to the wisdom of the Buddha. Remember the essence of the teaching of the Buddha. He teaches us about the nature of life and how to live life noble. Not only you have a chance to access to that wisdom, you also have a chance to deepening your meditation practice. And as you practice meditation every single day for 30 days, it helps you to regain the clarity of your mind, the feeling of peace, calm and happiness. This kind of experience perhaps help you to understand the deeper dimension of the meaning of your own life. Please take this ordination and training opportunity into your consideration. And whenever you are ready, please let us know. Looking forward to see you here at the iMonastery.